Our student tour guides at Carleton really make the campus tour program. Their love and passion for the school shines through on every tour that they do.
When I was thinking about going to university, I went on a campus tour at Carleton. And during that tour, I felt a huge sense of community, connection, and belonging. Once I was here, I became a tour guide to replicate those experiences myself.
I know that I'm not going to remember to do that.
You know, I've been working in the university environment for quite some time now.
Remember to turn them on.
And the importance of sourcing local ingredients and fresh vegetables. We pick and choose our vegetables ourselves. It makes such a difference to the students.
Me and my friends come to the cafeteria all the time. The food's awesome. There's so many different options to choose from. You can really tell that they care about the food that they serve us.
A year studying abroad is a life-changing opportunity for our students. We prepare our students to go study abroad in various ways. One of these ways is a pre-departure session where everyone gets together and gets excited about their upcoming trip. Once students are abroad, we check in with them to ensure they're having the best experience possible.
My experience abroad really broadened my understanding and my curiosity about the world, as well as my place within it. Exchange team was such an important part of making sure I was prepared before I went on my exchange and making sure that I made the most of it once I was there.
The women that I coach are here to be athletes, but they're also here to be students. My job is to support both of those pursuits. We want our athletes to embody the life lessons that they've learned both on and off the court.
I think something really special about the coaching staff at Carleton is that they get to know me as a person. They know the things that I enjoy, the things that may cause me stress, the things that are helpful for me at school. And for me, this is something that has made all the difference.
We're so proud of the work we do.
David Walker, open look, yes, rattles it home.
Sagal for three goes.
To the rim, flips it up, using the offhand and scoring. Silas to the rim with a roll with the left hand.
Oh, what a feed! Oh, what a dunk!
Back the other way, Jette, the up, the under, and the finish. U Sports player putting it on.
Baker crops over the timeline with a pull-up three. Bam! From the University of Toronto, the Varsity Blues. Rainbow still going.
There's Walker to the rim, yes! David Walker!
Pittsburgh challenging, far up and good.
Good, Cole Phillips throws it down.
9 on the clock. Wide open jumper, up and good.
As athletes, we know communication is important in and out of the game.
A lot gets missed when you can't collaborate and the connection is severed.
Don't miss the final pass.
Communication is key for consent.
Communicate,
collaborate, consent.
The Students Enrollment Division provides a holistic approach to student success and well-being, with our dedicated staff offering a supportive and caring environment to help students reach their full potential.
What makes the Carleton Therapy Dog program so special is that the handlers are our staff, and the staff really know the dogs and they really know the students, and so together it makes the best possible outcome.
Visiting the therapy dogs is so fun and really relaxing. I love petting them because it makes me feel peaceful, grounded, and way less stressed out.
Act to Employ supports Carleton students and new grads who identify as having disabilities to find and create paid placement opportunities both at Carleton and in the community.
Act to Employ was able to help me with multiple job experiences here at Carleton while I was getting my degree. As it turned out, right before graduation, I was able to land a wonderful job with the government.
Our student tour guides at Carleton really make the campus tour program. Their love and passion for the school shines through on every tour that they do.
When I was thinking about going to university, I went on a campus tour at Carleton. And during that tour, I felt a huge sense of community, connection, and belonging. Once I was here, I became a tour guide to replicate those experiences myself.
You know, I've been working in the university environment for quite some time now. And the importance of sourcing local ingredient and fresh vegetables. We pick and choose our vegetables ourselves. It makes such a difference to the students.
Me and my friends come to the cafeteria all the time. The food's awesome. There's so many different options to choose from. You can really tell that they care about the food that they serve us.
A year studying abroad is a life-changing opportunity for our students. We prepare our students to go study abroad in various ways. One of these ways is a pre-departure session where everyone gets together and gets excited about their upcoming trip. Once students are abroad, we check in with them to ensure they're having the best experience possible.
My experience abroad really broadened my understanding and my curiosity about the world, as well as my place within it. Exchange team was such an important part of making sure I was prepared before I went on my exchange and making sure that I made the most of it once I was there.
The women that I coach are here to be athletes, but they're also here to be students. My job is to support both of those pursuits. We want our athletes to embody the life lessons that they've learned both on and off the court.
I think something really special about the coaching staff at Carleton is that they get to know me as a person. They know the things that I enjoy, the things that may cause me stress, the things that are helpful for me at school. And for me, this is something that has made all the difference.
We're so proud of the work we do.
David Walker, open look, yes, rattles it home.
Sagal for three goes.
To the rim, flips it up, using the off-handed scoring. Silas to the rim with a roll with the left hand.
Oh, what a feed! Oh, what a dunk! Back the other way, Jette, the up, the under, and the finish. U Sports player putting it on.
Baker crops over the timeline with a pull-up three. Bam! From the University of Toronto, the Varsity Blues. Rainbow still going.
There's Walker to the rim, yes! David Walker!
Pittsburgh challenge, far up and good.
Good for Phillips. Throws it down.
9 on the clock. Wide open jumper, up and good.
As athletes, we know communication is important in and out of the game.
A lot gets missed when you can't collaborate and the connection is severed.
Don't miss the final pass.
Communication is key for consent.
Communicate,
Collaborate, consent.
Raven. I am intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory. intelligent and creative. I am bold and determined. I rely on teamwork, and I am accountable. I am a competitor who will defend my territory.
Good evening and welcome inside the packed-out Ravens nest for the semifinals of the Carleton Cup playoffs. The number 5 seeded Ottawa Gee-Gees come across town to take on the number 1 seeded and number 1 nationally ranked Carleton Ravens. Jackson Starr alongside myself, Tristan Ford, and Jackson, I don't know about you, but I've been excited for this matchup absolutely all day long.
Oh, I have as well. It's going to be great, and we'll get to the keys to the game right off the hop. First, protect the ball if you're the Ravens. The last time they played Ottawa, that was Capital Hoops. Both teams are 1-1 against each other. It's going to be a great one tonight. Capital Hoops was a great game as well. Carleton gave up 27 points off of turnovers. Can't do that tonight. Got to protect the basketball a lot better. Second key, got to get off to a strong start. Similarly, going back to Capital Hoops, the Ravens got off to a really lackluster start, and Ottawa, specifically in the second quarter, capitalized to force those turnovers and pick up points off of it to grab a sizable lead, and the Ravens had to battle their way back. So Ravens need a strong start, get the crowd going, and get into it early to try and get something going. The third and final key, Suzokin versus Pockernick, the two offensive leaders of these two groups, and it's the offensive matchup to monitor here tonight. Natsuki Suzokin, 21 points against Waterloo in the last playoff game for Ottawa. Pockernick, of course, the 40 points that she put up against McMaster. Who's going to have the upper hand tonight? That's the question as we get set for this one in the rivalry matchup.
And now we'll get straight in to the starting lineups, starting with the University of Ottawa Gee-Gees. Starting at the point guard position, number 0, the 5th-year, 5'4" guard out of Sudbury, Ontario, Ariane Sommer. At the other guard spot, number 9, the 4th-year, 5'6" guard out of Barrie, Ontario, Natsuki Suzokin. Number 12, the 3rd-year, 6'1" forward out of Grand Falls, New Brunswick, Ali McCarthy. Number 22, the 5th-year, 6' forward out of Burlington, Ontario, Melina DeUlio. And number 15, the 3rd-year, 6'2" post out of Barrie, Ontario, from Southwest Academy, Emily Payne. And for the Carleton Ravens, starting at the point guard position, number 4, the 4th-year guard out of Oakville, Ontario, Callie Pockernick. Number 7, the other guard, the 4th-year guard out of Gatineau, Dorcas Buisa. Number 6, the 5'10", 3rd-year wing out of Winona, Ontario, Tatiana Burke. Number 11, the 5'8", 2nd-year wing out of Brossard, Quebec, Kiana Jade Poulin. And of course, number 22, the 2nd-year post out of Hamilton, Jacqueline Urban. And Jackson, a game like this, you couldn't have drawn it up any better. This moment, this rivalry, these two schools playing for number 1 the season series. It's currently tied at 1 apiece right now. And as well, playing to go to the national tournament here tonight. This is it. You win this game, you are in. Doesn't matter what happens in the Carleton Cup finals, you are in. And we are about set. Ball is up. Game is on. Ravens win the first tip. None other than the guard, Callie Pockernick, with the ball. She goes right. Quick down to Burke. Burke spins, puts it up with her left hand, fights for her own rebound, but that one into the hands of Natsuki Suzokin, the electric guard out of Barrie, Ontario. Now Ariane Samore. Payne driving on Urban, puts up a bank layup, and that one goes. First points on the board to Emily Payne and the Ottawa Gee-Gees.
Good start for you, Ottawa, and Payne going up against Urban. That's another matchup to survey. We'll see how that goes throughout the night. Good start for Payne against Urban so far.
Burke down to Urban. She bullies Payne. Can't get the shot to go. Gets her own rebound. Can't get it to go again. Samur knocks it out of bounds. Going to be Carleton ball on the baseline.
And at Cap Hoops, that matchup down below in the paint, really, really important throughout. And so far, it's been a really big factor. Urban going to work down low against Payne. And if Payne can kind of contain Urban as long as she can, that's going to work out for you, Ottawa.
Pockernick, near side corner, driving on Samur. Nice pass to Burke. Burke met by Payne and DeUlio. Urban now with it. She gets a shot off. That one goes. No good looks for Carleton so far, but Urban makes do with what she had and gets the bucket to go.
And it's interesting. They're working everything down low. Didn't want to push it back out to anyone on the outside, working it in from down low, and it worked out there for 2 points.
Suzokin. Bounce pass to Payne. Payne spins, fires. Urban all over her. Corralled by Urban on the rebound, and now Pockernick comes the other way, driving on Samur. This is a defensive matchup that I absolutely love for the Gee-Gees. Samur, an excellent defender, former Defensive Player of the Year. Buisa, offensive foul. The bucket won't count. It'll be Gee-Gees ball.
And wow, is it electric in here, Tristan? I mean, it is absolutely rocking here in the Ravens' Nest tonight. Not even 2 minutes into the game, and this place is absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, sold out crowd tonight. Not everyone has filed in as of yet, but by the end of this game, I'm sure there'll be no empty seats in this building. And this is, must-see TV right here. All eyes on the nation's capital tonight for this matchup. Pockernick gets downhill. Dumps it off to Burke. Samur gets a hand in on it. They tied up on the ground. Going to be a jump ball. That'll go by way of the Gee-Gees. Last time these two teams met was at Capitol Hoops at the beginning of the month. Carleton was able to get away with that game. They won 78-72. Ottawa won the first matchup back in December, 74-56. Corner now is Samur. She's been hot from three, and there it is. Ariane Samur opens it up for the Gee-Gees from deep.
Yeah, what a big shot right there. Can't let her get going from the outside. She did that at Cap Hoops early on.
Callie Pockernick comes right back with a three of her own. 3 for 3, baby. Samur, Payne. Down low, Suzokin. She got a good look. That one just short off the iron, corralled by Kiana Jade Poulin. Ravens come the other way. Suzokin gonna get caught for a foul there, a little too aggressive. Samur going to check out after drilling that three. DeUlio going to take a seat on the bench as well. Nadine Katumbai checking in for the Gee-Gees, and Victoria Bordeaux as well.
And right there, we saw Kiana Jade Poulin push the pace. That's an advantage that goes by way of the Gee-Gees. They like to push the pace and play that speedy game on the outside. Carleton, if they can match that, it works to their favor.
And you mentioned Samur's three-point game at Capitol Hoops. Well, it was also flying for her December 6th, the first game against the Ravens. Seems whenever she's playing against Carleton, she is absolutely locked in from beyond the arc. Suzokin came away with a steal down on the other end there and then couldn't score. Ball back in the hands of the Ravens. Teresa Donato has checked into the game for the Ravens. She's been excellent all season long. She goes ahead, draws a foul. She's going to head to the charity stripe.
Yeah, Donato, who kind of overshadowed because Pockernick put up the 40 points against McMaster, but Donato with still a good 22-point game, and she played pretty well. Exactly, a career high. So kind of overshadowed in that performance was Teresa Donato, who had a great game, and she's so important off the bench for this team. Does a really good job. She comes in early in games like she has right here and plays a big role for Danny Sinclair's troops and doing a good job here right off the hop.
And if you didn't get to see that quarterfinal game against Carleton Carleton and McMaster, there was 3 career highs on the Ravens. Callie Pockernick with her 40, Donato with her 22, and Dorcas Buisa with her 16, and now Tatiana Burke gets a steal. She comes downhill the other way, goes over Bordeaux. Well defended by Victoria Bordeaux, and Allie McCarthy tracks down the rebound. Suzokin, guarded by Donato. She stepped out of bounds on the baseline. And it'll be Carleton ball. Samur going to check back into the game for Natsuki Suzokin. And Alyssa Provo going to come in as well for the Gee-Gees. Allie McCarthy going to take a seat on the bench. Katsambai getting the assignment on Pokranik. Pokranik gets the switch that she's looking for. Now Bordeaux guarding her. Duvnak spinning. Pokranik open from the wing. 3. That one no good. Samur now with speed. She pops and fires one. That one goes. Mid-range jumper for Ariane Samur. Kenna J. Poulin guarded by Provo, and a foul called on Ottawa. Foul is going to be on Alyssa Provo. That's going to be her first.
Good work there from Kiana Jade Poulin, who is going to take a seat, but 2 drawn fouls so far for Kiana Jade Poulin. That's because she's pushing the pace to the inside. So good work there from Poulin to be able to play with that speed and draw a couple fouls. Ravens have it now with 16 on the shot clock.
So Ocean Kuku. Oh, looks like she's going to be checking in a few moments here. I thought that she was actually going to be inbounding the ball. Buisa on the inbound. Donato fires. No. Duvnak the rebound. Another chance here for the Ravens. Pokranik, 3. That one off the mark. Samur gets downhill. She's fouled. Count it. Heading to the line for a chance at a 3-point play. Ariane Samur.
Playing with that speed, playing with that pace, driving down with her right hand. A little bit of contact from Dorcas Buisa and a nice finish from Samur. Great work to drive in hard on that lane. She plays with that speed and she's very dangerous because she has the shot from the outside, but she can also drive in with her speed, catch the defender on her heels, and get to the inside to try and draw a foul. Does a good job there to get to the line.
Not able to convert it to a 3-point play and almost grabbed a steal off the inbound, but couldn't hold on to it. So it'll stay Carleton ball.
And that example right there off the urban inbound, exactly what the Gee-Gees did well in the first half of the Capital Hoops game, which was pressuring the potential inbounders to try and pick off a pass, and they almost did just that right there.
Pokranik driving with her left hand, kicks it up to Kiana Jade Poulin, near side corner. Now low block is Duvnak. Pokranik goes behind the back. Nice crossover, stolen though by Katumbai. Off to the races is Nadine Katumbai, but Donato in front of her. Great defense by Teresa Donato.
Yeah, you said it. Great job there by Donato to get back. Seemed like Katumbai was home free, but Donato does a great job getting back, recovering, and getting set, because it looked maybe for a second, oh, is she going to foul? Is she going to foul? She doesn't. Keeps it clean and does a good job at forcing you Ottawa to inbound here.
Bordeaux. That was a dangerous pass down low to Katumbai, and a foul called on Teresa Donato. I'm sure Donato would love to have that one back. Katumbai wasn't in a great spot. She was on the baseline, but a little bit too far underneath the basket to get off a really dangerous layup.
Yeah, it's a good read a little bit down there. You know you're a bit low. You know you're pressured. Might as well put one up to try and give it a go. Draw a foul. Draw the contact, exactly. So doing a really good job there. And Donato seemed a little bit crossed over, wasn't really looking at where the pass was coming. And because of that, maybe pressured to make some more contact. And because of that, it draws a foul to go to the line.
So some buckets at the line for Nadine Katumbai. 5-point game now. Gee-Gees ahead. Urban swings it to Kiana Jade Poulin. Gee-Gees playing smothering defense. Kiana Jade Poulin runs into a wall in the form of Melina DeUlio. Puts up a shot short off the front iron. DeUlio gets the rebound. Samur. Bordeaux. Suzokin, 8 seconds on the shot clock, fires, short. Pockernick, guarded by Samur. Nice handles from Pockernick. And Samur gets her hand in there, now a 2-on-1. And a nice pass from Allie McCarthy to Samur for the bucket. And a timeout called by head coach Danny Sinclair. Doesn't like the slow start that her team has gotten off to once again, and that's something that I actually talked to her about before the game. I said to her that in both the matchups against the Gee-Gees, you guys have been playing from behind. What's the plan tonight to kind of reverse that and not do that here tonight? And she said that it's a problem that they really have against every team, and every game they start a little bit slow, but specifically against the Gee-Gees, it gets amplified a little bit just because the Gee-Gees are a very good team.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you're going up against these good teams, you risk, if you get too far behind, it's going to be a little bit too much of a lead to surmount later on in the game. So they got to right the ship early on here. You're down by a total that you can fight your way back in this first quarter against. Got to get some energy back into the crowd. We heard it earlier on in the game. This crowd can get up and get electric. If you go on a run, that crowd's going to be behind you. Got to do that coming out of this timeout. Get some energy and get going. And try to break what's been a really strong Gee-Gees defense so far. They're really, really pressuring the ball. We saw it in the last turnover. Pockernick pressured and guarded like glue by Samur, really, really tight onto her. And that's a matchup that the Ravens are going to want to try to find space for Pockernick to be able to isolate her and get her an open look. And then Pockernick, of course, has to make that shot. So some mild adjustments that need to be made for the Ravens on offense to try and get some points on the board here with 3.5 to go in the first.
Absolutely, Jackson. And something that I've been thinking about kind of all week leading up to this game is that for the Ravens, Callie Pockernick is going to have to be the best player on the floor, not only just for the Ravens, but you know, she's going to have to be better than Suzokin. She's going to have to be better than Samur for them to win this game. And there it is. Callie Pockernick from deep once again. 6 points now from the point guard from Oakville.
She's got to get going from the outside. As you said, she's got to be the best player on the floor for Carleton. And good shot right there to be able to cut the deficit a little bit.
McCarthy. That pass meant for Emily Payne. Didn't exactly get there. Sails out of bounds. Wasn't touched by a Raven. So an errant pass. Canna Jade Poulin going to bring the ball up the floor for the Ravens. Urban sets the screen. Canna Jade Poulin had some room there. Decides not to take the shot. Now Urban bullying McCarthy down low, but not able to get that shot off. Samur. Bukep. And great job there by KJP to get a hand in that passing lane. Suzokin looking for space. Samur. Donato with the steal on that pass. Here comes Teresa Donato, coast to coast, pulls up from 15 feet out, got it. Baseline crowd loves it.
Good play by Donato, good steal, and then Wise just cut back and not drive in. You risk missing the layup with pressure. Cut back, take the high percentage shot.
Payne kicks it out to McCarthy, lets it fly from deep. That one rims out. So that was last touch by the Gee-Gees. Carleton ball on the baseline. Substitutions for both teams. Duilio checking back into the game. And Alana Renon into the game for the first time here tonight. Pockernick using the screen from Urban. Has some space. Got the matchup she wants on Bukep. Gets downhill, puts up a floater. No good. Urban on the rebound. I tell you what, Jackson, Carleton on those offensive rebounds, they can kill you that way.
They really can, and it's a great job right there from Urban to get in to try and win it back. Doesn't force to be able to win the jump ball back for Carleton, but looked like she had an option to put it back out. Quickly, that option collapsed, so good work there from Urban, and nonetheless keep the ball in possession of the Ravens.
Donato had an open lane to the hoop. Couldn't get the layup to go. Got her own rebound and missed again. Urban guarding Julio. Suzokin. Pockernick on her. Suzokin has a quick first step and gets by Pockernick, but nothing going in the paint. Duvnak there to say no, no, no. Donato fading, cashing out. What a shot. Teresa Donato, 5 points now. Suzokin. Bouquet. Alana Renan. Now Bouquet, met by Urban. Meant that pass for DeUlio, but Duvnak right in the middle of the passing lane intercepts that one. Ravens the other way. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Teresa, corner three. That one no good. Katumbai stolen by Pockernick. Great defense from the fourth-year point guard. Just going to slow it down, make this the last possession of the first quarter. 3 seconds left. Step through, shot off. No. And this quarter will come to an end at a tie. Ravens 13, Gee-Gees 13. And we're going to kick it down to our sideline reporter, Zach Ladoucer.
All right, guys, really happy to be down here with you. You can really feel the excitement and energy here in the arena. All the fans have a lot to cheer for right now, and story of the game to this point has been the defense played by both teams. Neither team at 20 points yet to this point, just tied at 13 each. And when I was at Ottawa's end, they were focusing on being aggressive on defense, forcing turnovers, and especially attacking Callie Pockernick. She's coming off of a 40-point game. They don't want her to score 40 here tonight. They're being really aggressive. Meanwhile, for Carleton, they're looking to play that type of defense that leads onto the transition, using their defense to create offense, stopping this route. So both teams focusing on defense in two different ways to complement their team.
Thank you very much for that, Zach. Great insight from our sideline reporter, Zach Ladoucer. And some really great insight there onto what the Gee-Gees are trying to do here tonight, which no surprise really that they'd want to slow down Callie Pockernick and make sure that she doesn't have another career night here in the semifinals of the Critelli Cup playoffs when, you know, you're fighting for a chance at the national tournament here tonight. You do not want Callie Pockernick to get the best of the matchups that she's going to have tonight.
For sure, yeah, for sure. And that's by trying to get her off the ball, but also don't let her play with that pace that she brings. And that's, again, the matchup with Samur really benefits you, Ottawa, because she can match that speed. Few players in the league can really match Callie Pockernick's speed. Number 0 for you, Ottawa, probably is one of the only players who can. And when you park her on her, it's like glue. You're not going to be able to get that much space off. So the Ravens have to be able to try to find opportunities and ways to create that space. And when they're able to do so, Pockernick's got to be able to get open for a shot. So a couple things have to work out. And you Ottawa, good strategy, as you mentioned, to stick her way onto Callie Pockernick.
And a steal there from Dorcas Buisa. Buisa has a lane. Her shot no good. Met by 3 Gee-Gees. Suzokin, far side wing, quick first step beyond Pockernick, and blocked by Urban. So that'll stay Gee-Gees' ball, last touched by the 6-foot post, Jacqueline Urban. Urban fighting for a steal, she got it. McCarthy does a good job of tying her up on the ground, so jump ball. Possession arrow should favor Carleton. It does, and it'll be Duvnak to inbound, side out. Carleton ball. Samur putting on pressure right away. Gets a steal off that inbound. Saw that coming from a mile away. Samur now with some space. Down low is Payne, but a kick ball on Callie Pockernick.
Yeah, two things. One, that's not a bad kick on Pockernick because the Ravens now are able to get set on defense a little bit better, but also on that inbound from Duvnak to Pockernick, there's two Garnet and Gray sweaters right on Pockernick in that area. You got to bring that help. If you're Kiana Jade Poulin, whoever it is, Buisa, someone's got to come and bring that help. And that turnover just can't happen if you're Carleton.
Allie McCarthy with a nice fadeaway bucket. Pockernick. Sorry, Kiana Jade Poulin down low. Looking for options. Finds Pockernick. Near side wing. She drives. Payne in front of her. And a foul called. Wait to see. Foul's going to be called on Ariane Samur. That's her first foul. A minute's gone by in the second quarter. And another foul coming here. That one goes on Natsuki Suzokin, her second.
Yeah, tough start to the game for Suzokin. We highlighted her and Pockernick as the two offensive go-tos for both teams, or for either team, I should say, but 0 points still up there for Natsuki Suzokin, and now 2 fouls, so she's going to want to get going a little bit more to try and help her team. They've done a good job overall without her really putting up offensive numbers, but Gee-Gees are going to want to get her going somehow as this one goes along.
Pockernick fires. No. Burke on the rebound. Stolen by Payne. Samur. Driving. Spinning. Firing. She got it. Beautiful play there from the point guard, Ariane Samur.
And on the other side of that, the Suzokin struggles. Samur's having a great game. Up to 11 points right now and wins the ball back right there. So she's doing a real good job at dictating the pace of play right now for either side.
Yeah, she is an absolute hound defensively. And every time you see these two teams play against each other this year, she has been all over Pockernick and in some ways completely takes her out of the game offensively. Samur. Payne, jab step, fires. That one hits the backboard, rims out. Tracked down by Urban. Kiana Jade Poulin. Foul going to be called on Emily Payne.
Again, another drawn foul there for Kiana Jade Poulin. Doing a really good job activating and driving in and hard on lanes, and we know that she's a physical player. She'll play with that physicality and that physical element. Doing a good job so far here in this one to draw fouls because of that physical play.
Teresa Donato pulls up from 14 feet out. That one also rims out. Samur, quick first step. Pockernick stays in front of her. Foul called. A lot of contact there. Samur goes down into the DoorDash sign. She gets up just fine. Glad to see that she's okay.
Yeah, Pockernick with a little smirk after that one. A little gamesmanship between the two. Very, very tough competitors right there, and a lot of speed there on both sides. Pockernick backtracking to try and stay with her. Samur puts up the shot and then takes the contact after she goes down, but doing a good job again, utilizing that speed on both sides of the ball is Ariane Samur to be able to make something happen for herself.
And the guard out of Sudbury, Ariane Samur, misses her first free throw. And misses both. Burt comes flying in for the rebound. Samur picks her up. Pockernick has a mismatch here on Bordeaux. Gets downhill quickly, carving to the cup for two. Samur. Urban tried to get a steal there on the pass from Katumbai, and Suzokin, not aware of where she was on the court, steps out of bounds. What a close game so far here.
Very close game, tight defensively. And again, it's a tough start for Suzokin so far in this one. Still no points and a turnover right there. So have to think she'll get going as this one goes along.
Urban, her shot no good. Victoria Bordeaux gets the rebound. She was named to the OUA All-Rookie team here today. Those awards came out at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Great to see her getting an award as Melina DiUlio gets 2 points up on the board. Now extending the Gee-Gee lead to 4. Pockernick, though, down to Burke. Burke puts up a shot with the left hand, and that one drops. Timeout going to be taken by the Gee-Gees. Roseanne Jolie wants to talk about it. Roseanne Jolie in her 3rd season with the Gee-Gees as head coach. So far in her head coaching career, she's 4-2 in the playoffs. So looking to extend that to 5-2 here tonight, and also be on their way to the national tournament on March 8th.
And what a win it would be if they're able to pull it off. And you mentioned right off the hop of the broadcast that this is for the season series between these two teams. So if Carleton loses this game, if Ottawa is able to win it, and say Carleton gets that wild card spot to the national championship, but they don't see Ottawa again, and even if Carleton wins the national championship, the X factor on the whole season is that they lost the season series to Ottawa if they lose this game. So it's a very, very important game for Carleton, but equally as important for Ottawa to have those bragging rights no matter what, that you took the season series against the number 1 ranked Carleton Ravens. So very important game for her, and if they can take it coming into the Ravens' nest right here, all the better for them.
Yeah, you said it best there, Jackson. And a great thing to talk about is that wild card berth. A lot of teams, hoping for a Carleton win here tonight so they can keep their chances of having that wild card berth alive. Because you know that if Carleton loses here tonight, chances are 99.9% that they're going to get that wild card berth. They're at the top of every statistical category that it is based off of. There's 5 things that are important for that wild card berth, and you got to think the only logical direction to go is with Carleton if they were to lose. Yeah. However, if they were to lose, but if they win here tonight, then it's wide open. Teams like Calgary could end up getting that berth, as well as University of New Brunswick could also get that berth. So we'll see how that all plays out at the end of this game. Burke, Katsunbai, sneaky, coming from behind. Pockernick, a long 3, she got it. Drills it from behind the arc. Huge shot from Callie Pockernick, 11 points now for the guard. And the Gee-Gees try to come right back with one. Provo's corner 3 misses. Kickball called on the Gee-Gees. Pockernick guarded by Katsunbai. Huge first step and the floater. Oh my goodness, what a move. Tough to guard that crossover.
And now has the game lead in points with 13. Really electric few minutes for number 4 for the Ravens.
And Ravens potentially got away with another kickball there on touchdown to Burke. Corner 3, that one's short. Melina DiUlio gets the offensive rebound and another one. And now a foul. Danny Sinclair not going to be happy with that defensive possession there from her Ravens. 2 offensive rebounds allowed, and you get called on the foul here.
Yeah.
Duvnak, who committed that foul, she's going to check out.
Yeah, just going to say basically there, off of the Duvnak exit of the game, the switches just weren't there. The switches just weren't there for the Ravens, and you saw it down low. Pockernick was the one who was on Payne, or DiUlio, I should say, and because of that, it forced Duvnak to come over late and draw the foul. So the switches just weren't there on that specific possession, and it warrants Ottawa to go to the line.
Teresa Donato gets free, kicks it to KJP for 3. Yes! Kiana Jade Poulet from deep. Lead now at 4 for the Ravens. And Payne met by 3 Ravens. Her shot off target. DeJulio got the offensive rebound. And then stolen by Urban. Pokranik gets free, dumps it down to Burke, and she makes no mistakes underneath the hoop. Timeout called by Roseanne Jolie.
Wow, what a play there from Callie Pokranik. Just the shiftiness of Callie Pokranik to be able to get herself some space and work it down low. What are you going to do next? Work it up, put it up, or play it off towards Tatiana Burke? She does a great job at feeding it off towards Burke, who gets a nice finish. But it all starts and ends with Callie Pokranik doing a really good job. And she's going to have to keep it going. Up to 13 points. Picked up an assist right there as well. So the numbers are going up for Callie Pokranik. 2 assists so far and a rebound. 3 for 5 from 3-point, 5 for 10 from the field. So doing a really good job at creating in different ways so far for the Ravens. And last couple of minutes, it's been all number 4 for the Ravens.
Yeah, coming off of a career night that, in my opinion, certainly solidified her as the greatest women's basketball player to ever play in this program. She's been excellent from day one. Came into this program and immediately made a difference. She's won a national title. She's won an OUA championship in the same season, something that is very difficult to do. You have 18 teams in the OUA. To win an OUA title and then a national title in the same season, so difficult to do, especially with powerhouse programs in the OUA, such as the Ottawa Gee-Gees, such as the Queens Gales, the TMUs of the world as well. So really just been brilliant from day one, and definitely in my mind kind of eclipsed her as the GOAT of this program, to say.
It's a very worthy argument. There are a lot of good players who have come through, but Pokranik's, as you said, done everything that she could to warrant that title and has done a great job trying to get one more OUA championship and maybe one more national championship as well to boot here with the Ravens.
And at that point, you can't deny it.
Absolutely.
4 championships. And a shot from Payne is offline, too strong. Samur immediately picks up Pokranik. Pokranik slows it down, kicks it to Donato, far side wing, thought about a 3, won't take it, drives left, pulls up in the paint, she gets hammered, hits the deck, gonna go to the line for 2.
Yeah, it's not a great foul there from you, Ottawa. The shot's already up as you make contact, and a foul that you could have probably avoided and gotten a rebound down low, but it sends Donato to the line and a chance to extend this Ravens lead. And for you, Ottawa, momentum's with the Ravens right now. Crowd's into it. You got to try to settle your way down, battle your way back on offense, try to make your shots, settle things down, because you know what you have. You're a very strong team. Make your shots. Get ready for this final push. Try and close the gap going into the break.
Yeah, Natsuki Suzuki, she really is that X-factor player offensively for the Gee-Gees, and she's going to have to figure out a way here to get herself activated. It looks like Kiana Jade Poulin has, drawn the assignment on her for most of this game here tonight, and she is locked in defensively so far, but Suzuki going to have to figure out a way to kind of get the advantage here over Kiana Jade Poulin and start seeing the ball fall through the hoop. Another kickball. So Gee-Gee's going to keep the ball here. 8-point game. Ravens lead. Gee-Gee's in foul trouble. McCarthy stumbles backwards. Working on Donato. Spinning. Kicking it to Suzuki. Suzuki looking for space. Finds the open Katumbai for 3. That one doesn't fall. Urban on the rebound, and it looks like that you really got to take advantage of if you're the Gee-Gees while you're down in this game. You're not going to get much better of a look than that one right there. So Urban, last to touch the ball before it went out of bounds. Gee-Gees ball. Suzokin goes left. An open to Ulio. Her shot off the target. Suzokin in the corner now driving. An open McCarthy from deep, and that one's good. Allie McCarthy. Timeout called by Danny Sinclair. She's heated.
Oh, they needed that one, Ottawa. Big, big shot. Ravens hadn't been able to make one for a little while. A couple of sequences. Ottawa goes back the other way. You mentioned they got to get open looks, and when they have open looks, Ottawa, they got to make those shots, and that's a big one right there to cut the deficit again. Try to get your way back into it and try to quiet the crowd a little bit. Big, big shot right there. Carleton going to use this timeout to try and settle things down and get back to that momentum that they just had. But if you're Ottawa, use this to your advantage as well. You know that you're kind of trending upwards after that possession, after that shot. Come back, play tight defense, and just take it series by series. Work your way up the floor and back down. Guard your player that you're supposed to be on, and use that to try and go into the break. Every second really counts here in a game like this. And if you can keep it as close as you can going into the break, that favors yourself if you're Ottawa.
And great ball movement on that last play to find the open McCarthy. It started with that drive from Suzokin. And then she was met by Urban, but a quick pass out to the open McCarthy. No one was able to rotate out to McCarthy in time and close out on that 3-ball. And the Ravens paid for it. Now a 5-point game. Just under 3 minutes left to play in the first half of action. Suzokin still a 0 in the score column. Gonna need to change that for the Gee-Gees. Urban gets his shot off, and that one's good. Suzokin almost lost Burke. A great defender in her own right, though, is Tatiana Burke. Won OUA Defensive Player of the Year in 2021. There it is! Natsuki Suzokin. From the wing. Drains the 3. Donato. Urban. Low block, now in the paint, backing down to Ulio. Count the foul. Count the bucket and a foul. Heading to the line there for a chance at a 3-point play is Jacqueline Urban.
And so far, she's winning the battle down low in this one on both sides. Offensive boards, defensive boards, and just simply winning the battles down low. Does a great job at drawing contact there and creating the space to be able to get that right-hand shot up. Great work right there. And a couple of big free throws right here, or one big free throw right there, I should say. And a big board right there from Poulin.
Pockernick, 3, no. Off the line, but coming in for that rebound was Canada Poulin. Now in the hands of Urban. That one rolls around and falls. Offensive rebounds are the death of the Gee-Gees right now. That makes 8 offensive rebounds for the Ravens. Now a steal from Canada Poulin. Coming from behind there is Samur. Gets her hand on the ball. Knocks it away from Tatiana Burke. Should stay with the Ravens on the baseline. Pockernick drives, floater. Too strong. Rebound corralled by DeUlio. Samur takes the 3. That one's short. Offensive rebound for McCarthy. Mismatch on Pockernick, but Urban comes in for the help. Pockernick looks a little bit banged up after that play. Not sure if she took an elbow to the solar plexus. Looks like she's a little bit winded. That would be a major loss for the Ravens if she had to leave the game due to an injury. Thankfully, she looks okay. Substitutions happening for the Gee-Gees. Suzokin taking a seat on the bench, getting some rest before the halftime. Alyssa Provo checked into the game for Suzokin. Canada Poulin with the ball Donato. Urban in the paint. Turning, firing, got it. She can't miss tonight. 10 points now for Jacqueline Urban.
Was just going to say double digits for Urban and really doing a good job at creating space for herself down low. When she gets going and she wins that physical battle, she's dominant and doing a really good job so far. 5 for 9 from the field and 10 points, only 3 behind the team lead in Callie Pockernick. So it's switched a little bit, the Ravens style, to the inside as it was kind of early on in this game, and it's working now with Urban really doing a good job down low.
And second foul on the point guard, Callie Pockernick. After that play, Donato got her hand on that inbound, wasn't able to keep it. Now an open look for McCarthy. Couldn't get that to go. Apologies, that was Alana Renan on that shot. And Donato had Samur on her heels there, falling backwards, almost lost her again. Crossover, and met by Renan, comes for the help. Duvnak, Ravens got to get a shot off. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Donato looks like she'll be the one to take it. She does. No. Offensive rebound for the Ravens, battling for it. They get it. Donato's whacked. They won't count the bucket. Travel called on Teresa Donato. Boos coming from the Ravens faithful.
They're just so feisty on the boards, even if they're called for the travel. Duvnak, Urban, Burke, even Donato down low after that. It's a 5 that they have on the floor right now that's really, really tall. A lot of size on the floor for the Ravens, and they're making it work down low.
Pockernick with that step through. Her shot no good, and the first half comes to a close. Now a double-digit game. The Ravens ahead 37-27. And we are going to kick it to the sideline reporter, Zach Leducer, before we head to a commercial. I guess Zach wasn't ready for us.
There, maybe we'll come. Come over here, I guess. We'll go on the court. It feels like illegal. Okay. So we're going to be here. So we're looking at the camera with the red light. Okay, so join here with Maggie McClure, the champion Nordic skier for Carleton, coming off of 2 gold medals and 1 silver medal last weekend, right? So what does it mean to you to not only have the level of success at that competition, but be able to share it here on OUA TV and with the Carleton community?
Well, our team has just been so strong this year, and it's been so exciting to get to ski with all of my teammates, our women's and men's team, and it's just been really incredible to get to ski with such an amazing team and train with such great teammates all the time.
I'm really glad. It can really show how excited you are to be here for that. As I mentioned, 2 gold medals and 1 silver. What about your game makes you so dominant in these competitions?
I think I've been around on the team for quite a long time. I'm finishing my 2nd degree at Carleton, so I've got to kind of build up through the team and work with lots of different teammates, and just get to really get the most of the whole Carleton experience.
Absolutely. Last question is Nationals coming up very soon on March 9th, just across the bridge in Gatineau. How excited are you for that, and what's your mindset going into it?
I'm really excited to get to have one last race weekend as a Carleton Raven, and just hoping that there's enough snow that it lasts until then.
Absolutely. That's Maggie McClure, Nordic skiing champion. Join here. Stay tuned for a halftime report. Thank you.
And thank you very much for that, Zach. And we'll be right back here on OUA TV after a short commercial break for our halftime report.
The Students Enrollment Division provides a holistic approach to student success and well-being, with our dedicated staff offering a supportive and caring environment to help students reach their full potential.
What makes the Carleton Therapy Dog program so special is that the handlers are our staff, and the staff really know the dogs and they really know the students, and so together it makes the best possible outcome.
Visiting the therapy dogs is so fun and really relaxing. I love petting them because it makes me feel peaceful, grounded, and way less stressed out.
Act 2 Employee supports Carleton students and new grads who identify as having disabilities to find and create paid placement opportunities both at Carleton and in the community.
Act 2 Employee was able to help me with multiple job experiences here at Carleton while I was getting my degree. As it turned out, right before graduation, I was able to land a wonderful job with the government.
Our student tour guides at Carleton really make the campus tour program. Their love and passion for the school shines through on every tour that they do.
When I was thinking about going to university, I went on a campus tour at Carleton. And during that tour, I felt a huge sense of community, connection, and belonging. Once I was here, I became a tour guide to replicate those experiences myself.
You know, I've been working in the university environment for quite some time now. And the importance of sourcing local ingredient and fresh vegetables. We pick and choose our vegetables ourselves. It makes such a difference to the students.
Me and my friends come to the cafeteria all the time. The food's awesome. There's so many different options to choose from. You can really tell that they care about the food that they serve us.
A year studying abroad is a life-changing opportunity for our students. We prepare our students to go study abroad in various ways. One of these ways is a pre-departure session where everyone gets together and gets excited about their upcoming trip. Once students are abroad, we check in with them to ensure they're having the best experience possible.
My experience abroad really broadened my understanding and my curiosity about the world, as well as my place within it. Exchange team was such an important part of making sure I was prepared before I went on my exchange and making sure that I made the most of it once I was there.
The women that I coach are here to be athletes, but they're also here to be students. My job is to support both of those pursuits. We want our athletes to embody the life lessons that they've learned both on and off the court.
I think something really special about the coaching staff at Carleton is that they get to know me as a person. They know the things that I enjoy, the things that may cause me stress, the things that are helpful for me at school. And for me, this is something that has made all the difference.
We're so proud of the work we do.
David Walker, open look, yes, rattles it home.
Sagal for three goes.
To the rim, flips it up, using the offhand and scoring. Silas to the rim with a run with the left hand.
Oh, what a feed! Oh, what a dunk! Back the other way, Jette, the up, the under, and the finish. U Sports player putting it on.
Baker crops over the timeline with a pull-up three. Bam! From the University of Toronto, the Varsity Blues. Rainbow still going.
There's Walker to the rim, yes. David Walker.
Pittsburgh challenge. Barber up and good.
Throws it down.
9 on the clock. Wide open jumper. Up and good.
As athletes, we know communication is important in and out of the game.
A lot gets missed when you can't collaborate and the connection is severed.
Don't miss the final pass.
Communication is key for consent.
Communicate, collaborate, consent.
Performance for her, turnovers that the Ravens are drawing against her, so Suzokin turning the ball over a little bit and 2 fouls in that first half, so she's got to pick it up if Ottawa wants to battle their way back. Down by 10, Suzokin can be a difference maker to be able to fight their way back into this game. She's going to have to be for Ottawa.
Now Ariane Stemmer, the transfer from Western, grad transfer, so she was able to play this season, which has been excellent for the Gee-Gees. But what have you seen from her? She's kind of picked up the slack in terms of Suzokin's non-scoring, and she's been scoring the ball a little bit better.
Yeah, she really has. She's done a good job so far. She's got 11 points, 5 for 8 from the field, but she's also using her speed to her advantage, as she did at Capital Hoops as well. She's really guarding Pockernick, sticking onto her like glue, at least for a good portion of that first half. And because of that, Pockernick's having struggles, but also Samuel's finding success, both driving with her speed, but also pulling up with space from the outside. So, as you mentioned, kind of picking up the slack that's left there from Suzokin. They've got to work as a 1-2 punch in order to get Ottawa back into the game. And Samuel having a strong night has to continue as well for them.
Yeah, and she's also been absolutely excellent defensively, something that she brings game in, game out is that defensive prowess. Now let's talk a little bit about Urban. She's been getting the better of that matchup down low in the paint all night long. What have you seen there?
Yeah, it's a key matchup. It wasn't one of the keys to the games, but it is a really key matchup, and Urban doing a really nice job. She's playing with that physical style that she can really dominate with, and because of it, she's picking up offensive rebounds. She's already got 10 in the game and 10 points to go with it, so a really, really strong showing, strong first half for Urban. She's got to keep it going as well and find that space to be able to make those shots, draw fouls, and try to make her free ones from the line as well. That's an advantage that works for Carleton. If you're able to win those offensive boards and put them back up, we mentioned it throughout the entirety of the first half, those offensive boards can really be an X factor in the game. Carleton has exploited that so far. They got to keep going with that in this one here in the second half.
So a 10-point game heading into the third quarter. Don't go too far. You're not going to want to miss this one, and we'll be right back.
Act to Employ supports Carleton students and new grads who identify as having disabilities to find and create paid placement opportunities both at Carleton and in the community.
Act to Employ was able to help me with multiple job experiences here at Carleton while I was getting my degree. As it turned out, right before graduation, I was able to land a wonderful job with the government.
Our student tour guides at Carleton really make the campus tour program. Their love and passion for the school shines through on every tour that they do.
When I was thinking about going to university, I went on a campus tour at Carleton. And during that tour, I felt a huge sense of community, connection, and belonging. Once I was here, I became a tour guide to replicate those experiences myself.
You know, I've been working in the university environment for quite some time now. And the importance of sourcing local ingredient and fresh vegetables. We pick and choose our vegetables ourselves. It makes such a difference to the students.
Me and my friends come to the cafeteria all the time. The food's awesome. There's so many different options to choose from. You can really tell that they care about the food that they serve us.
A year studying abroad is a life-changing opportunity for our students. We prepare our students to go study abroad in various ways. One of these ways is a pre-departure session where everyone gets together and gets excited about their upcoming trip. Once students are abroad, we check in with them to ensure they're having the best experience possible.
My experience abroad really broadened my understanding and my curiosity about the world, as well as my place within it. Exchange team was such an important part of making sure I was prepared before I went on my exchange and making sure that I made the most of it once I was there.
The women that I coach are here to be athletes, but they're also here to be students. My job is to support both of those pursuits. We want our athletes to embody the life lessons that they've learned both on and off the court.
I think something really special about the coaching staff at Carleton is that they get to know me as a person. They know the things that I enjoy, the things that may cause me stress, the things that are helpful for me at school. And for me, this is something that has made all the difference.
We're so proud of the work.
And welcome back inside this sold-out Ravens Nest here at Carleton University in the nation's capital of Ottawa, Ontario. Critelli Cup semifinals between the 5 seed University of Ottawa Gee-Gees and the number 1 seed reigning defending champions, the Carleton Ravens. 10-point game here if you're just tuning in. Ravens ahead 37-27. And quickly checking around the league here, Queens and TMU also in a semifinal matchup tonight over in Kingston, and that is also a 10-point game. Queens leading 41-31, but Carleton scored right off the bat here, making this one a 12-point game. Gee-Gees with a little bit of work to do to get themselves back in this one. Starts with Suzokin, her shot no good. Pockernick pulls up, fires, got it. Callie Pockernick She's still hot from the other night. 15 points now, just starting the third quarter. Samur down low to Julio. McCarthy with a lane to the hoop. She loses it. Foul called. Going to stay Gee-Gee ball.
Yeah, gotta create something if you're U Ottawa. Try to create some separation and some movement on offense, because so far, kind of a stagnant offense, and it's forced the Ravens to be a little bit pressured right there, or forced the Ravens to put on pressure, and U Ottawa haven't really been able to put up tough shots.
Yeah, and what's more, that's Callie Pokernick's third foul. They're going to have to take her out of the game here to preserve her for the fourth quarter, barring an Ottawa Gee-Gee comeback. So I imagine Teresa Donato will be checking in for Pokernick. Spin fired McCarthy there. That bucket won't count. It'll be Gee-Gee ball. It'll be Carlton ball. Danny Sinclair not impressed with the foul called on Callie Pokernick. Pokernick does take a seat on the bench. Donato in the game now. Burke down low, Urban. Wow. What a finish there from Urban. A lot of contact, no call. Burke comes flying in, gets in that passing lane. And the Ravens crowd really into this one. Gee-Gees just digging themselves deeper and deeper into a hole here. Now a 16-point deficit that U Ottawa has found themselves in. Payne missing. Frustration building on the floor for the Gee-Gees. Really going to need some just heroics from Samur and Suzokin. Big block here coming from McCarthy. And a late call. We'll see what the call is. I didn't see the referee's signal.
Yeah, it's going to be against Buisa, who with a little late reach in there. So a lot of contact in between Urban and Payne on the outside, and then the late reach from Buisa gets called by the official. So
that makes for the Buisa's third foul. And now Callie Pokernick with her own 3 fouls checks back into the game. Danny Sinclair electing not to go super deep into the bench here tonight. Donato guarding Samur. Pokernick down low on McCarthy. A little bit of a mismatch there. Suzokin. Now McCarthy. McCarthy driving. Pokernick. Urban steals it right out of McCarthy's hands. Burke, coast to coast, Euro step, puts it up. It's good. Timeout. Called by Roseanne Jolie and the Ottawa Gee-Gees. It's been all Carlton to open up this third quarter. Gee-Gees yet to put up any points in the third quarter. And Roseanne Jolie understands the importance of this timeout right here, being able to talk it out with her team and come out with a little bit of a better start here for this third quarter. It hasn't been a good one so far. They need something to turn around. They need a momentum shift. And, it might be a matter of just going hard at Callie Pokernick on the offensive side of the ball here and just getting her out of this game in terms of make her draw some fouls, or just go out her really hard and make her, kind of not be effective on the defensive side of the ball because she's scared to foul out of the game.
Yeah, it's a factor that she's on 3 fouls. Buis is also on 3 fouls, which is really key because she plays that more nitty-gritty physical style. So try to exploit that if you're U Ottawa. You got to try to get the crowd to calm down a bit, because the Ravens right now, they're feeding off the crowd's energy on defense specifically. It's right on that student section on that near side, or on that far side to the left of us, and they're banging the pots and pans, and it's a lot of action down low. Ravens are feeding off of that, and you have to think maybe it's affecting U Ottawa because they haven't dealt with that on the other side of the floor in the first half. So got to try to fight off of that and block it out a little bit to try to make some shots and get yourself back into this game, because the crowd has come alive because of this strong Ravens start to the third. So got to fight that and try to battle your way back. It starts with Suzokin and Samir. You got to think they got to get going here.
Yeah, definitely need a big third quarter here from the guard tandem, Samur and Suzokin. Suzokin looking to get open. Samur stepping around Donato, and that looked a little bit weird. Not sure how that wasn't a double dribble. Pockernick. Donato, down low, Urban. She puts it home again in the paint. And now a 20-point game. Ravens ahead, and the Gee-Gees have had absolutely no answer for the Ravens. Payne, this is important. It goes. Finally, getting in the scoring column in the third quarter is the Gee-Gees. Donato, down low, Urban. An open KJP for a three. That one too strong. Suzokin. Oh, and Canna Jade Poulin gets a hand in there. Pockernick now with a lane to the hoop. Finds Urban, but that one just sails out of bounds. So it'll be Gee-Gee ball after the Carleton turnover. And Pockernick slow to get up. Limping on that right leg, but seemingly walking it off. Katsunbai uses the screen from Bordeaux. And just a pass that was way off the line. Meant for either Suzokin or McCarthy. Suzokin was in the corner. McCarthy on the wing, and that one kind of just went right in the middle of the two of them. Pockernick now working on Katsunbai. She gets a lane. Burke down low. Payne guarding her. Her shot no good. Another offensive rebound for the Ravens. Puts it up, and there it is for Urban. And that's really one of the many stories of this game here, and potentially why the Gee-Gees are going to lose this game is their difficulties scoring the ball and just not being able to effectively box out and stop the Ravens from getting these second chance opportunities that they've had so many of here tonight already. Easy pass down low to Bordeaux, left wide open underneath the hoop. And she gets it to go. Timeout taken by Danny Sinclair. She was not happy with what she just saw in that defensive possession from her Ravens. Despite being up by 18 points, she doesn't care. She doesn't want to see stuff like that.
No, absolutely not. And Bordeaux was left wide open underneath the hoop. You're in such control of this game right now, and the crowd's into it. You're playing such tight, feisty defense that one lapse like that, you don't want to give it to the opponent. Stay on the gas all the way to the finish here. Try to fight your way all the way to the finish and try to dominate all your way to the finish. But right there, a little bit of a lapse, and it gives you Ottawa a bucket, and they got to try to find anything they can to get back into this game right now. Time's not the friend of the Ottawa Gee-Gees. You got to start making buckets and getting stops consistently at this point to try and work your way back. But the Ravens are doing a good job other than that last little bit to try and close it out. And we'll see what they can do, Ottawa, to try and fight their way back. And Carleton, again, just about sticking with that mentality, that strong mentality to avoid those lapses that just happened right there.
Yeah, definitely, Jackson. Now looking a little bit at the playoff history between these two teams. They've met before in the playoffs many times. Last time Ottawa beat Carleton in the playoffs was in the quarterfinals in 2020. 58-47 was the final of that game, and that was before Danny Sinclair's time. That was back with head coach Brian Cheng, who took over the women's program for one season in between Taffy Charles, who's now the men's head coach, and Danny Sinclair now. And Donato pulls up, laces one from 10 feet out, and back to a 20-point game. Donato now with 9 points. Payne. Katumbai. McCarthy, 3. That one off the target. Urban gets the rebound. Gee-Gees last season made it to the quarterfinals of the playoffs, the Cortelli Cup playoffs, and they lost to Waterloo. So a little bit better of a season here in terms of playoff success. They've made it to the semis this season, but they've drawn what is a tall task in the Carleton Ravens. Katumbai gets downhill. Her shot off the target. Canada Poulin slowing it down. Looking in an isolation situation. Down low. Urban met by 3 Gee-Gees, but it's no matter. Urban's on fire tonight. 20 points now for the second year forward. A product of the Lincoln Prep Academy in Hamilton. They play out of the St. Mary's School. Callie Pockernick also from that prep program. Played her rep days for Oakville Vetus. And now Urban, another bucket down low. 22 points for number 22. And gonna force the Gee-Gees to take another timeout.
Yeah, it's really slipping away from you, Ottawa, here in the third quarter. Ravens outscoring them 18-4, or now 20-4 after those 2 points were just added on. My apologies, and the game's really been played down low here in this third. Jacqueline Urban going to work, 11 for 15 from the field. It's just effectiveness, and it's making her shots down low, and that's what Urban's done. She's been automatic down low. And throughout the season, it's been a little bit of a tough go offensively for Jacqueline Urban, but she has the ability to elevate her game, and she's done it so far tonight. Really, really good job down low, winning board battles, winning balls off the offensive glass and on the defensive glass as well, and making her shots really effective so far. So good job so far from Urban, and good on the Ravens for keying in on that matchup to be able to exploit it and use Urban to their advantage.
Taking a look over to the score in Kingston. Queens still very much ahead of that game. They've got a 15-point lead now over Toronto Metropolitan University. So it looks like the OUA championship game will take place right here in the Ravens' Nest on Saturday, and it'll be Queens and Carleton running it back by the looks of what we've seen so far here tonight. In this one, Samur fires a 3, that one off the target. And what's going on over in Kingston between the Bold and the Gales. Renan steps to the side, gets a shot off, and it doesn't go. Just under 3 minutes left to play in this third quarter. And the Gee-Gees going to need to climb Mount Everest here to get out of this deficit. And another miss from Suzokin won't help. Suzokin guarding Canada Poulin. Fouls called on Suzokin. That'll be her third. Looks like Roseanne Jolie will elect to take her off, but at this point, doesn't matter. You really need her out there on the court. Doesn't matter how many fouls she has.
Yeah, absolutely. You'd think that she'd be out there, her and Samir, no matter what the foul trouble is, unless it's 4 maybe. It's still early on, but she still has a foul to be able to give before she's out. So interesting to take her out right there when, as you said, you need points to get back into it.
Urban spun and faded away. Couldn't get that shot to go. Renan kicks it to Samur. Open 3, yes! Ariane Samur drills it. Gee-Gees need a lot more of that.
They really do. She's got to get going from the outside, and we'll see if she can.
Urban with some nice moves there, goes behind the back. Used to be a point guard, actually, but came to university and got put into that post position. Donato bangs home a bucket in the paint. She's got 13 now. Payne, open three, takes it, misses. Foul's going to be on Melina DiUlio. That'll be her second. Kenna J. Poulin working on Katumbayi. Donato, near side wing. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Got to make something happen. Urban going to have the last shot. Spinning, lets it fly. Doesn't go, shot clock violation. Ball didn't hit the rim before the shot clock winded down. And now we'll see Urban take a seat. And Danny Sinclair starts to go a little bit deeper into the bench. The forward, Kinley Rice, checking into the game for the first time. Samur. Renan, wing three. That one banks it in. Looked like it was going to be off target, but she drills it. Now 22-point game.
Yeah, need more of that if you're U Ottawa. Shots from the outside, no matter how they fall, they got to fall. You got to work your way back. Carleton got to kill off as much clock as you can. And as you mentioned, Urban coming out. Good round of applause from the crowd, but big turnover right there and a big possession right here for U Ottawa.
And with the third quarter kind of winding down here, you look towards the fourth quarter if you're the Gee-Gees, and you kind of just go, wow, it has to be our best quarter of basketball all season to even have a chance at winning this game. And they are capable of it. They're the only team all season that handed Carleton a loss, but that right there does not help. Donato with another make in the paint. And the crowd really into this game. Almost another errant pass there. Got to get it off. Last second heave from Katumbayi doesn't go. Couldn't even hear the countdown from her team because of how loud the baseline crowd is for the Ravens. That's the men's basketball team that's going wild down there, as well as a few members from the women's hockey team down on the baseline as well. And we will be kicking it down courtside to Zach Leducer, our sideline reporter.
All right, guys, really glad to be back with you. So far through three quarters, the story of the game is paint points. Both teams really looking to get on the inside, working using their lengths, but this is where Carleton has dominated, and that's why they're up so big, leading 34-8 in that category. Listening to both head coaches, they're really emphasizing getting inside. Ottawa specifically has been looking to get in to the paint for about since the start of the second quarter, but hasn't been able to because of the strong play from Carleton's Jacqueline Urban, both on offense and defense. She's just a monster near the rim, deterring shots, getting rebounds, passing out, doing a great job in that department. One way that U Ottawa was looking to get back into this game is by using their speed, trying to get in off the rush, make Carleton uncomfortable, and then get in the paint that way. So we'll see how that plays out here as we go into the fourth quarter with Carleton up big. Tristan Jackson, back to you.
And thank you very much for that, Zach. And really some great insight there from Zach courtside, and he's right. This game has really come down to a battle of the paint, and it's been Carleton who's got the better of that battle. And Urban's been excellent on the matchup inside. Emily Payne hasn't really been able to keep up with her on either side of the ball, whether it be defensively or offensively. In terms of the scoreboard, it's like Emily Payne's not even a part of this game. She only got 4 points here to start the fourth quarter. So the Gee-Gees going to need really everybody here to even make this game a little bit closer. But it looks just like it might be too far out of reach for the Gee-Gees. Summer with this step around in the bucket to open the fourth quarter.
Yeah, going back quickly to those points in the paint that he brought up, 34-8 going into the fourth quarter, as Zach mentioned, and it's just been dominant from Carleton. But if you're Ottawa, you're still trying to get down in the paint. It's not working. You got to try to work your way around and try to find other ways to score if it's not working, or set up plays like that to be able to score with fluidity down low and good speed in transition. So good work right there to be able to score. Carleton taking a timeout right off the hop. And you mentioned it's a tough lead to surmount if you're Ottawa, but you got to try. This is your season. You got to fight your way back. You're down by 20. You got a little less than 10 minutes to go. You need to put together whatever you can to try and give yourself a chance in the late stages. It doesn't matter what it is, how it is. You got to be able to do it. And like you said a little bit earlier on, they have the talent to be able to do it. They've beaten this Carleton team once. You got to try to battle your way back and give yourself some respectability late, no matter what, even if you're down by this margin of this large margin.
Yeah, 20-point game here inside the Ravens' nest, but some quick buckets in the fourth quarter there from the Gee-Gees. And immediately, head coach Danny Sinclair wants to talk it over. She doesn't want to let the Gee-Gees back into this game by any means possible. They are going to try to keep their foot on the pedal and, just keep going at Ottawa here. We'll see what Danny Sinclair and the Ravens have drawn up coming out of this timeout. And on the other side of things, a quick one for the Gee-Gees. They didn't take long to discuss it. I imagine Roseanne Jolie wasn't too mad with that start to the fourth quarter that they had. Urban, Buisa. Feel like we haven't seen Buisa too much here tonight. And Pockernick lets it fly. That one's off. It'll be Gee-Gee ball. Ariane Summer almost stepped out of bounds. Summer guarded by Donato. Pockernick guarding McCarthy. Kenna Jade Poulin guarding Suzokin. McCarthy going at Pockernick and open Suzokin. Didn't take it. Summer corner three. That one off the mark. Suzokin with the rebound. And going to be a jump ball. Possession arrow goes to the Ravens. And that's just unfortunate for the Gee-Gees. Not able to make the best off of that second chance opportunity.
It's interesting to think about Suzokin because she almost pulled up from three, decided not to, and goes out to Samir in the corner. So is it maybe a lack of confidence, just not her night? She sees that, okay, maybe I can get an open look for Samir who's having a better night. Nonetheless, doesn't go either way.
Yeah, and not someone you'll see shy away from those shots often. Suzokin usually lights out from beyond the arc. Another offensive rebound for the Ravens, and we mentioned that's just been really the story. One of the stories of this game is Gee-Gees have just gotten dominated in the rebound department, especially in terms of offensive rebounds. 13 offensive rebounds for the Ravens, 33 rebounds in total for the Ravens. And Samir fighting for the ball here. Suzokin gets it. 16 seconds on the shot clock for the Gee-Gees. Samir to Payne. Samir now with a shot from three. Got it! Samir drills an open three. 19 points now for Ariane Samir. And Samir really has to be aggressive on Pockernick here. try to force some turnovers and get some points in transition from some fast breaks. But a foul called, and Pockernick hits the deck. She immediately holding on to her left calf. Not sure if that's her calf or her ankle. Looks like her ankle, and that does not look good. You do not see Callie Pockernick stay down for long.
Yeah, and all of a sudden silence here in the Ravens' nest. Definitely not a sight you want to see. And you got to hope that she's okay. And we'll see if she gets up.
Now we're going to kick it down quickly to Zach Leducer and see what's going on from his point of view here.
Yeah, hey guys, just checking in from down at courtside level, seeing Callie Pockernick go down hard, grabbing onto her left foot. Kind of a really scary scene down here. You can really feel the crowd just quiet down, but as she gets up now, being able to put weight on it, really good sign for her. She looked to be in a great deal of pain, but she's a really tough player, and she's able to walk it off right now. So just an update from down here. Back to you guys.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Zach. And really good to see her walking off on her own weight. And I imagine if you're Danny Sinclair, that is the last of Callie Pockernick here tonight, especially now with a good chance that you're going to be heading to the national tournament. It is critical that you have Callie Pockernick available to play, not even just the national tournament, but the OUA championships on Saturday, likely against the Queens Gales. She's going to be huge in that matchup. Buisa takes the three. Don't see that too often from Dorcas Buisa, but another offensive rebound for the Ravens, and Urban almost got that one to go. And a foul called down low on the Ravens. Foul's going to be on Kiana Jade Poulin.
Yeah, and just looking at career highs for Jacqueline Urban, she's sitting right now at 15 rebounds. 18 is her career high, so time to be able to break that. And she's sitting at 22 points right now. That ties her career high, so looking to eclipse that on her next trip. Almost did so right there, but we'll see if she can the next trip up the floor.
Burke fighting for a loose ball. Buisa hands it off to Donato. Donato going one-on-one with Samur. Samur gets a hand in there, steals it, but not able to keep it in bounds. That's unfortunate for the Gee-Gees. Really needed to look at a fast break there.
Yeah, but good defense still from Samur trying to get her hand in the lane. And with Pockernick out, you're winning that speed advantage no matter who Samur's going up against on defense, just because she has that speed. So got to think that favors you, Ottawa, and we'll see if they can exploit it. Almost did right there, but just works out for Carleton to get it back with 8 seconds on the shot clock.
Potentially the final collegiate game here tonight for Ariane Samur, and her career really has been a special one. She's won multiple awards, and she's been named to multiple all-star teams over her 5-year career in the OUA. Started her career with the Western Mustangs and transferred this year to the Gee-Gees to, undergo her graduate studies at the University of Ottawa. She's been a welcomed addition to this Gee-Gees roster, but it will be her final season in U Sports this season. And Burke comes back, gets a huge steal. Now everyone diving and fighting for it. They say last touched by the Ravens. It'll be Gee-Gee ball.
Yeah, it looks like they're actually going to call a foul against Burke, I believe. We'll see when they put it up on the board.
Canada Jade Poulin looks like they've put up on the board there.
I think you're right.
And now they change it.
Never mind. My mistake. Foul against U Ottawa, it actually says.
Yep. So that'll be a foul on U Ottawa. That going to be charged to Allie McCarthy. So what looked like a really positive possession there for the Gee-Gees goes awry. Suzokin gets a steal. Suzokin, step back three. That one just too strong. Long rebound into the hands of Buisa. Suzokin still with only 3 points up on the board. It was that three-pointer that she hit late in the second quarter. Donato absolutely on fire tonight. She's got 17.
Yeah, it's just not Suzokin's night. You mentioned only 3 points, and it's just 1 for 9 from the field, so the one shot was a three-pointer, so hasn't been a factor, and that really hurt you Ottawa throughout.
Samur fires one, couldn't get it to go. 5 minutes left to play in the fourth and final quarter of action here in the nation's capital of Ottawa, Ontario. The Carleton Ravens leading the Gee-Gees big time, 19-point game. So foul called. Foul was called on Melina De Ulio. Canada Jade Poulin. Donato. Donato puts up a shot, no good. Canada Jade Poulin thought about a shot, won't take it. Burke puts one up, no good. Stop that Ottawa needed badly, but they need a bucket down on the other end here. Suzokin just not looking confident. She elects for a pass when it looked like she was going to get the better of Canada Jade Poulin there.
Yeah, and it wasn't really the right passing decision. She had 3 options on the outside, chose to go inside where it was covered, and works out against her, and Carleton able to open up the lead more after that 2 points right there.
Suzokin. Payne. Katumbai, and Buisa gets a hand on that pass. Canada Jade Poulin also gets a hand in there. Steal for the Ravens. And Teresa Donato, likely with Callie Pokranick out of the game, going to get to lead the Ravens to a close of a victory here, but meant to pass for Buisa on the far side of the court. That one sailed out of bounds into the Gee-Gee bench. Substitutions for the Gee-Gees, and actually a timeout going to be taken by Roseanne Jolie and the Ottawa Gee-Gees.
Yeah, quick look at the out-of-town scoreboard as we've been doing all night. 67-49, the final for Queens over TMU. So that would send Queens to the finals, and if this score, Carleton versus Queens, I should say, on Saturday night right here at the Ravens Nest, and isn't that going to be an exciting one?
Yeah, just not enough possessions left in this ball game here for Ottawa to even really have a chance. So unless something drastic happens, it'll be the Carleton Ravens and the Queens Gales running it back for the second season in a row. This time the OUA championships, the Critelli Cup championships, will take place here inside the Ravens Nest. Last season it happened over in Kingston at the Queens Gales home. That one was a win for the Ravens, and they're looking to keep it in the win column against Queens on Saturday night. And this Carleton team really just been flawless this season. Their only loss coming to the Gee-Gees December 6th, but since then and before then, they've been absolutely perfect. They're 30-1 overall. They went 21-1 in the OUA regular season. And another miss there from Natsuki Suzokin. And a steal from Canada Jade Poulin. Burke down low. She gets it to go. Welcome to the double-digit club. Tatiana Burke, now 10 points.
Yeah, and it's just bouncing the right way for the Ravens as well. Looked like the Gee-Gees were going to pick off that pass, but somehow it finds its way back into the hands of Canada Jade Poulin, who feeds it for Burke, who scores. So it's just bouncing the right way for Carleton in this one, and it's just gone against you, Ottawa. So good job by the Ravens to capitalize on that and open up the lead they have.
And Samur, she fired a 3 and was blocked by Canada Jade Poulin. Ravens earn the bonus, so Tatiana Burke gonna head to the free throw line.
And again, with 2:38 left to go here in the fourth, on the career high watch for number 22, Jacqueline Urban. 22 points, that ties her career high, as mentioned a little bit earlier on, but also now 16 rebounds, 2 away from her career high of 18. So if she can try to eclipse her career high in both those categories in the same game, that'd be quite the feat.
She's an absolute force.
Absolutely.
Really no other way that you can put it.
Yeah.
Defensively, offensively, she is really tough to deal with. And yeah, she's a forward, but she's really got a great handle as well. So she can kill you in multiple ways. Samur guarded by Buisa, and a foul going to be called. That'll go on Dorcas Buisa. Got a little bit too active on defense. That going to be her fourth. Boos coming from the Ravens faithful on the baseline. A lot of varsity athletes in the crowd on the baseline. As I mentioned before, men's basketball team. We got some members of the men's football team down there as well. And then the women's hockey team down there making some noise too. Samur kicks it to Katumbai. Katumbai floater, no good, too strong. Samur takes the 3, makes the 3.
Yeah, nice shot there from Samur. Overshadowed a little bit with a very good performance, 22 points for her, and she came out of the gate strong and has done a good job at trying to keep it up, but just been a tough night for you, Ottawa. Despite that, a strong night for Samur.
And an update on Callie Pokernick. She had some work done courtside on her left leg. She's able to walk with limited pain, but as we mentioned, it is very unlikely that she will return to this game here tonight. Really no need for it for Danny Sinclair and the Ravens.
Yeah, she's still down there on the bench right now, cheering on her teammates all the way to the bitter end. So the leadership of Callie Pokernick to be here in that spot and be active as much as she can be when she's a little bit banged up shows her leadership in this group, trying to get this team to an OUA and a national championship.
Donato with such a nice move. Gets the pass down to Urban. Career high. Jacqueline Urban, 24 points off an assist from none other than Teresa Donato, who definitely knew that Urban was on career high watch there. Could have taken a shot, but she made the right play. Gets the pass down to the open Urban, who now has a new career high in points here in the semifinals of the Critelli Cup playoffs. 24 points, 17 rebounds now for Urban, and she's going to check out of this game and might not get the opportunity to get above that 18 rebound mark. But it doesn't matter because a career high nonetheless, 24 points in such an important game. Burke bullying Duilio down low and makes it look easy with her left hand, and this has been really just a blowout here for the Ravens. They started the second half up by 10 and now almost up by 30. Bouquet. Left-hand layup goes. Substitutions for the Ravens. Checking in Miranda Navarro. And awesome for Navarro to get a few seconds here in her first Fratelli Cup semifinals. Guarantee it won't be her last. Buisa. Spinning, firing, rolls around and just won't go. She gets robbed but gets her own rebound, and it's good on the putback.
It's just all working for Carleton. If it doesn't fall the first time, they're getting the boards and putting it back. Nothing wrong with Carleton's performance tonight. Almost a perfect one.
And DeJulio able to get those 2 points back on the other end of the floor. 5 seconds left in this one. Burke gonna dribble it out. The buzzer sounds, and there you have it. The Carleton Ravens headed back to another Final 8 U Sports National Tournament. That'll begin March 8th, but you can see them right back here on Saturday night against the Queens Gales for the Fratelli Cup Championship. And what a performance this was from the Carleton Ravens. They really looked like the better team here, and they look like a team that's poised to run it back for not only another OUA champion.
Inside, really controlling the play. What a performance for her, and what a performance for the Ravens heading back to the OUA championship and the U Sports Final 8.
And we thank you for tuning into the broadcast here on OUA TV. This has been Tristan Ford, Jackson Starr, and Zach Leducer. And we'll see you right back here on Saturday for finals action.